Howdy, howdy, y'all. I made it. I'm a little late, but I was busy. I got creative. I decided to get back into some of my old stuff that I used for drag and was poking around it. I was like, I found these little pumpkin appliques and I was like, oh, these are so cute. I should wear them tonight. So I'm wearing my pumpkins, wearing my black cats, wearing my black cats. Cause it's almost Halloween. So we gotta represent. Welcome y'all to the show. I'm RC the OraCola, coming to y'all live from Austin, Texas, here on October 29th, 2025. I gotta get the sneezing out the way first, apparently. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, y'all, welcome to the show. I see we got some family here in the house. Yeah, so I'm gonna be reading the oracles like I always do every time I do the show. Oh my God. I know I wasn't saving it up to when it got dull at the end of the show. No, this is for real this time. And you know why? It's because I literally have like one Kleenex. I have two Kleenexes in this box because I failed to replace it before I got on the air. So yeah, this is the universe testing me. Give me a lesson. Also, I dug these old gloves out, a little bit more elaborate than the ones I normally wear, but they are, as I'm looking at them, full of dust and hair. So that's probably it. I don't think I've actually worn these in a few years. Probably. I can't remember when. Anyway, there you go. So, family's here. Y'all know what's up. Welcome to the show. I'm going to be here for a little while reading the oracles. All you got to do to get your reading done, if you're watching this live, is to get into the Google chat, get into the chat box. Make sure you turn on the live chat. Don't leave it on the top chat. Top chat filters people out. Don't know why. And then put your question for the universe in all caps. In all caps, because I'm blind, I can't see shit. I've given up on contact lenses. I'm doing this with no vision enhancement. So it's just me and the camera on my little ancient 10-plus-year-old computer trying to figure it out. So put it in all caps. I will spin the Wheel of Fortunes, and then you will get a fortune selected by the universe. I will read it, interpret it, make a few jokes, perhaps, if it's a funny subject, maybe at your expense. Just to be clear, nobody's safe on the OraCola, including myself. And then, we'll just do it. We'll do the thing. And I only say this at the top of every show just because there might be people watching it in the future on the YouTubes that don't know what the hell's going on. So, yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, welcome to the show. I hope y'all have fun. Happy Halloween almost. Hell-o-win. Because, hell-o-win. Hell-o-win in the end is what the man wants you to think. You know what? That's not your reality. We talked about this on previous shows. That reality is kind of like dependent on the way you manifest. And we're all walking around in our little manifestation bubbles, experiencing things in different ways. So what is a horrible tragedy to one person might be just kind of like no big deal to another. And I ain't talking about like humanitarian crises. I'm talking about just like stupid shit that the man wants you to think is important. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, welcome to the show. Before we get started, I always do the ritual. I do have another lotto ticket. I hope I win again. I've been kind of on a streak. I got $5 total in winnings over the past few weeks on scratch-offs. So maybe we'll get lucky again. We don't know. We'll find out at the end of the show. But as for the ritual I like to do, it is first off to burn the sacred wood. We're going to let the universe come into our space with some sweet smoke from the peoples and the plants of South America, the Palo Santa. I know some of y'all think it's appropriating. We shouldn't burn it. But you know what? I bought these a long time ago from the White Lady Witch Shop, and they've lasted me a long time. I'm going to keep using them up. I'm going to use them up. Anyway, burn the sacred wood, and then we're going to ring the bell next. Let the universe know that we're here. Also, let any entities that might be clinging know that we're not going to be putting up their bullshit. No, this is our time. The entity can scoot away for a while. All right. And then next up, we got our Prospera spray. Remember, we got to manifest the good prosperity, not the ugly. And I tell you, I've been wearing this sometimes in the morning to work when I feel like I smell like dog a little too much. I just kind of like spritz it over me just so that I can feel like I might smell better. I don't know if I actually smell better, but that's okay. What counts is what I think, right? And then finally, we got our Florida water. We're going to anoint ourselves with the Florida water. Make sure all the chakras are spinning, even that root one. All right. We got the ritual out the way. And hopefully I won't be too sneezy. Hey, fingers crossed. Anyway, it looks like we already have a question. Patrick and Googer here. I think y'all are maybe the only people here. There's maybe another looky-loo. I don't know. They ain't logged into the chat. It's fine. You don't have to log in. You can just be a looky-loo. I don't care. I don't care. Let's see what y'all was saying. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to do a little something different. I know that my lighting situation ain't great. My camera is old. I don't have all the perfect makeup artist tricks to make my aging skin look youthful anymore. I'm aging. I'm an old lady now. Well, a middle-aged old lady. But it's okay. It's okay. I've accepted it. It is what it is. You have a new Maha Mom doctor that's having me do allergy shots. Well, you know, I've heard good things about allergy shots. I've just never committed to it. Because honestly, my allergies have kind of gotten better as I've gotten older. I don't know. I know it don't seem like it to y'all. And I know that it is piss poor representation when you only get to see a tiny sliver of my life occasionally. But I can say from when I was younger, like in my 20s and early 30s to now, it is way better. And I think it's because I just inoculated myself by being here for so fucking long. Like, I've lived in Austin for an embarrassing amount of time. And, yeah, I think it's just because the dose makes the poison. You know, the more doses you get, the less the poison affects you. So even though I do suffer, I don't suffer nearly as bad as I used to. Not even close. In fact, it's only a few times a year when I kind of need to be on top of medication. Most of the other times a year, I can be without it all day, no problem, no problem sleeping, no problem breathing, don't need to hit my inhaler, none of that shit. So yeah, I feel like it's better. Okay, healing guidance for your health issues. For Patrick, well, I don't know what your health issues are, but I will spin the wheel. Oh, OraCola's choice. Okay, well, we're just going to do a tarot because that's what I like. That's what I feel like. It's how the show originally started on public access. I just read the tarot for whoever called in. And most of the time, nobody called in, and it was just me shooting the shit with cameraman. But yeah, sometimes people did call in, and they called in with serious problems. Sometimes it was just a fun joke. They was drunk, they was high. But occasionally we got some people calling in with some serious shit and tears, and I had to be a little bit of a counselor in the moment, give them a little bit of hope, even if the card I drew didn't seem like it was hopeful. That's how the tarot works. It don't necessarily mean the worst thing if you draw the death card. It don't mean the worst thing if you draw the tower. It could mean that you're in for some shakeups. You're in for some transformation. And the transformation and shakeups are typically unsteady and unsettling, just as, humans would usually like to have our creature comforts and our routines and all. But, Yeah, it don't mean that what's coming on the other side is necessarily going to be worse than what you're in already. Think about it like that. It could get better. It could get better. Okay. Patrick, here we go. Now, okay. If the universe doesn't have a sense of humor, those of y'all watching this show right now know that that is a false statement. The universe definitely has a wicked sense of humor. So, piggybacking on what I was just saying, bum, bum, bum. It don't mean you're going to die. I mean, yes, you will die eventually. This is guaranteed. Sorry to break the news. If you was hopeful that there would be some medical advancements that the man would let you have, that would prove me false. But yeah, there is going to have to be some kind of transformation within you, within your routine, within your health journey. Something has to go. Something has to fucking go. So it could just mean you got to cut out something you really like that you think is good for you that is not good for you. It could mean that you got to get rid of the doctors that you've been going to because they ain't giving you the right info that's working for you. It could mean letting go of some beliefs that you hold dearly, that you think are true, but maybe aren't true for you now. Anyway, whatever's going on, it's going to transform, and it's going to mean that there's going to be some letting go before you acquire some more. But you gotta kill the. Think about it as like your health is like a perennial plant, or no, an annual plant. Annual plant. One of them ones that you only get for a season. You got to go to the garden center every fucking year, buy them sons of bitches, or either have seeds for them, and then plant them in your beds. And eventually they'll let themselves go, usually about this time of year of the summer if it's super hot where you are. And then that's okay. They die. Their little bodies shrivel into the soil. And then guess what? It fertilizes the ground for the next year where you could plant something again. And so it's a cycle of life. It's that whole Lion King bullshit that Disney loves to push on people. But this part's true. So whatever you're letting go of is going to be fertile ground. It's going to fertilize the ground for something better to grow. All right. Goog has a question again. No, Patrick had a question. Now Goog has a question. Do RFK Jr.'s farts really smell like freshly cut grass? I've not heard this. Who said this? Was this something Cheryl Hines said? I know she's been making the rounds. She's been doing her apology tour. She's like, I know all my liberal Hollywood friends is horrified, but I love him. I love his grassy farts. I love his sauerkraut in my purse. That's one that I heard. Oh, you made it up. Well, okay. I don't know if that's true. My guess is not. He seems like a meat eater. Usually they got pretty pungent farts. But I don't know. Maybe the sauerkraut is like a cure for it. Anyway. Oh, you should look it up. I saw it on the YouTubes today. I didn't actually watch the clip, but I just assume anybody that puts that in the title, there's some truth there. Oh, Book of Revelation. Well, let's find out. Let's find out what the Lord has to say about it. And, keep in mind, this was written many, many years before RFK. Oh, where'd my phone go? Where did I put it? Oh, did I leave it in the other room? Shit. Well, I have to bring up the random number generator on my computer. I ain't going to get up and go get it. Y'all just have to trust this is true. So, random number generator. Random number generator. All right, there's 22 chapters in the Book of Revelation. Let's see what number we get for the chapter. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, half. How many verses? 22 verses. Oh, a 22 again. So 3, generate again. Chapter 3, verse 2. Easy peasy. Let's find out what's up. Chapter 3, verse 2 in the book of Revelation for them RFK Junior farts. Chapter 3, verse 2. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. Well, I don't think it's true. I think they smell bad. I think they're probably real bad farts. Maybe that's why he couldn't be president. Everyone's like, you know what? We like what he's got to say. We think he'd be good for regime change, but oh my God, he would stink up Air Force One. Something awful. Something awful. So yeah. Sorry. I don't think it's true. I know you just made it up, but on the off chance it was real, I don't think it is. You keep getting censored. Why? Why do you keep getting censored? Is it something you're saying or something you're doing? Oh, Prance is here. Hey, good to see you, Prance. Welcome. All right. Anybody got a question besides the two that have already posted a question? Let's see. What's up? What's up with me? Nothing new. World's still on fire. The man's still up to his shenanigans. Yada, yada, yada. You know, the same old shit we always talk about every week. If there's anything interesting I learned or did. Oh, that's me trying to stop sneezing. I did go to an actual sit down play. First time I've been to one, and I can't tell you. And I don't count drag as like a play, even though they're playing around on stage. It ain't the same thing. A play is like a commitment. It's like a thing where you got to sit there for a while, and it ain't like a movie. There's people on a stage, and they're talking, and they're running around, and they're wearing funny outfits, and they have accents sometimes. You know, they're playing a character. And they, you know, they do their thing. And I'm pretty bored with plays. Honestly, it ain't my cup of tea for entertainment. I barely have the attention span for a 20-minute YouTube video these days. Like my YouTube video, like sweet spot is between about 5 minutes and maybe 15, depending on the subject. If it's a longer thing, I'm gonna have to break it up, or I'm gonna have to like listen to it while I'm sleeping or trying to sleep to just kind of let it osmosis in my head. But yeah, I ain't got no attention span for nothing. A band I could do because, you know, it's loud, it's fun, and they don't usually go too long. But some of these plays I've been to, oh my God, you know, you get roped into some community theater bullshit, and it ends up being a 4-hour experimental extravaganza about some crap you don't care about. Oh my God. You just want to kill yourself or unalive yourself. I don't know. Anyway, I did go see a play, and I didn't want to kill myself afterwards. So I feel like I accomplished something cultural and sophisticated this past week. I don't know. I know it was just down at the local college, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't no grand production or nothing. There wasn't no Broadway shit happening. And, you know, the people involved was mostly young and in varying degrees of skill with their craft. But for the most part, they was okay. They was okay. Cats, no. It was an Oscar Wilde play. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a lot of words. My neighbor wrote me into it because they had an extra ticket, and I didn't have nothing going on. So I was like, all right, I'll go with you, because why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? I was in the mood to be adventurous. So I went, and luckily we got in because we apparently was there too late. It's a popular thing. We almost didn't get seats, but we got in. And then, yeah, it was kind of long. I was a little antsy toward the end, and there was a long ass intermission where I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Just wandering around the hallways of this empty school. But yeah, it was okay. I feel like I accomplished something sort of sophisticated. Okay. Let's see. For those crazy people I am talking about. Oh, I didn't see. So, whatever you're doing on your chat, I'm on the live chat. If you're on the top chat, I don't know, maybe there's two separate chats going on. Yeah, the question you asked didn't get posted. So maybe check your language. Do a little language check. So retype it, rethink it, but take out the naughty words. And by naughty, I mean the words that Google is going to censor you on. Try it again. Try it again. That's all we can do. Let's try it again. Anyway, anything else? What else? Still doing my fast food job. Oh, God, I gotta be there. You know, it never fails. It never fails. Every time I get the schedule, I'm always opening the day after this show. Always. See, the universe has a sense of humor. Never fails. And I know I could probably like get requested off or like change my availability. But the truth is, basically nobody else can do it. So I'm kind of stuck there. I've made myself available enough that they depend on me. And this is always a mistake. At any of your jobs, don't let them depend on you. Once you're reliable, once you're seen as ultimately reliable, they start wanting you to do more shit. It's a mistake. And I made it. I know I shouldn't have. I was just too lazy to go in there. It's a whole thing. You got to get, do the thing and get permission from the boss and, give up some other shit. It sucks. But anyway, so I got to get up early in the morning. And it's actually kind of cold outside right now. I have to say, the first cold front always catches me unawares. And we're having ours pretty late this year. But this is the first one that's actually dropped the temperature enough for me to have to wear a little hoodie or a little jacket when I walk the dog in the morning. I went out this morning, and it's not going to be as cold. It's going to be colder tonight than yesterday. I went out this morning in my flip-flops. I did have the sense to put on a light jacket, and I was wearing my nightgown, and it's short, and I was like, damn, it's cold. This dog better pee real fast. And, of course, it's taking us time, sniffing around, doing his little sniff safari. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's already cold. The whole year went by. The whole year's gone by. It's already cold again. Okay, Prince got his question in. Thank you, Prince. Did the brainwash, what does that mean? The brainwash J.D. Vance, or was he able to avoid it since he rightly went to a Catholic church? I don't know what you understand. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the new J.D. Vance thing is. Oh, brainwash. Okay. Did the something? Who was the something? The juice box? The juice box brainwash J.D. Vance. I don't know. Anyway, we'll whatever your question is, I'll spin the wheel. Let's find out. Oh, a pornacle. My goodness. Well, now that we got the pornacle involved, there's probably some nefarious shit afoot because the man loves to use sex as a control mechanism, whether it be for mind control or oh God, what am I trying to say? Blackmail control. Duh. He's got this good wholesome image, but he did fuck that couch, so could be a little freaky. Let's see, random number generator again. And we got 755 pages in that pornacle. 755. We're going to generate a number, page 434. Y'all just going to have to take my word for it. But honestly, I don't have time to do research on this shit and plan it in advance. So page 434 for J.D. Vance. And I did not mean to rhyme. I hope it wasn't a crime. Okay, 434. Almost there. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I don't know if he got brainwashed, but he's definitely got pussy on the brain. So he could be definitely compromised. Look at it. This covers his whole worldview. Just there's giant pussy in the sky, and there's a bunch of little dicks on the ground. Looks like one of them's playing a fiddle, don't it? Oh yeah, they're singing a song. They're doing a little dance. They're worshiping the goddess. They are worshiping the goddess. And Jesus is God is a woman, obviously. Look at that. Kind of looks like a little upside down cross, although I know it's one of them more Celtic crosses. But yeah, whatever's going on with JD, he's just got one thing on the brain. How's it going to get me more pussy? And the man can exploit that weakness. In fact, that is the weakness of probably 99.9% of people with a penis on this planet, whether they are trans or not. It's always about what can get me off. What is the thing that's going to get me off? I know that some women are the same way, but I would venture to guess that most women have other priorities. They want to be taken care of. They're like, where's the money, bitch? Oh, fuck you made it. Hey, fuck you. Good to see you. Welcome. Glad you could sneak in. We have not been here that long. I was like 4 or 5 minutes late. So yeah, you got time to get a question in before I become a pumpkin and disappear. Just disappear into the night, turn into a pumpkin and just sit on my stoop. Oh man, I went and got me a pumpkin yesterday for carving because I do it every year. And I don't know what's up. I don't know what they put in the water this year, what kind of spraying they did overhead. But most of the cheap pumpkins was enormous and heavy. Like, usually I'm used to these kind of sickly, pissy little like pocked pumpkins that are the cheap ones that they don't even have stems, most of them. And the ones that do have stems, most of them it's kind of rotten. And, just they're all half like moldy and they're all half like dead. And you got to kind of dig through the bin and get dirty to find one that's worth buying, right? Not this year. In fact, you had to dig through the bin to find one that was light enough to carry home. It was crazy. I'm like, what did the man put in the water? But yeah, all the pumpkins, the cheap ones and the ones they usually charge more for, they was basically the same size. I'm just like, wow, I don't know why these people are digging in that $8 bin when this $4 bin's got some winners. Like, all the winners. But yeah, I don't have no car, so I got to be pumpkin conservative when I choose my pumpkin. So I found me a good, cute little one. It's got a nice stem on it. Seems like it's thick, though. But whatever. I got me a pumpkin. I don't know where you are. The pumpkins are kind of gargantuan and strange this year. But yeah, that was the case here. They're putting fluoride in the water. I don't think the fluoride's supposed to help. Big pumpkins are a fortune here right now. There are none. Well, you got to drive down the freeway. Because I could have like, there was whole bins of giant pumpkins with good stems where I was. I don't know what's up with you. I don't know where y'all live necessarily. I know it's like in the Dallas area, but I don't know if it's like in a bougie neighborhood or a hipster neighborhood or a poor neighborhood or what. But yeah, the pumpkins in my neighborhood, primo. But I did not see a lot of the specialty pumpkins. They didn't have a whole lot of them. The ones they charge like $12, $15 for, or the white ones, they didn't have none of them. It was all orange and all traditional. But they was good quality. Dude, is there a big warehouse somewhere where I can find all the USAID equipment while it's not being looked after and auctioned off on Storage Wars? Oh, well, this is a very specific kind of question, but let's see. Oh, OraCola's Choice. Warehouse. Where? I think we got to do a man minion for this one. This one calls for a man minion. This is a new Oracle. It's all these celebrities that are also supposedly in the man's coven. Business leaders, politicians, other influential folks. I mean, the man made a deck about it, so they must have paid their dues. You know, it could be that this is like one of them books where you are the who's who of whatever profession. You just only got to pay $50 to get your name in it. And then, of course, if you want a leather-bound copy, you got to pay another $100. Let's see. What warehouse? Who owns the warehouse? Where do they live? Satoshi Tahiri. I don't know who this is. I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, you know, there's a booklet here. I should just use the booklet. Hold up. Satoshi, whatever. Let's see. So he invented Pokemon. Oh, yeah. So Pokemon is, the warehouse is somewhere controlled by the Japanese. Yeah. Or in Japan. You know, it could be, we got a lot of military bases over there. They probably got all that stuff hidden up in Japan. Because what are our aircraft carriers doing right now? They ain't shooting down shit. They're just like pretending they find UFOs, and then also just patrolling the Pacific. So why not throw some stuff on there and ship it over just to get it out of the country? So you might need to get a flight. But you know, they got some real cheap flights to Japan now from Houston. I don't know about from where y'all are, but I was looking at it. I saw it on the internet. It's like less than $1,000 round trip. That's crazy. I thought it cost like $2,000 to go there because it's so far away. You were born in a military base in Japan. So you're a Japanese citizen. Is that true? That's crazy if it's true, because why aren't you living there? It seems like it's much nicer. Wow. Wow, that's it. That's the thing I didn't know about you, Goo. Well, I hope that you aren't MK Ultra, because, you know, they love to get military brats. That's one of their things. In fact, now that I think about it, are you my handler? Are you assigned to check up on me? Because if you are, just say so. I don't mind. I just want to be informed, you know, informed consent. Let's see. We got another question. What was that hurricane that hit Jamaica? Oh, was that? You know, I think all the hurricanes now are controlled by the man, especially because we don't typically, oh my God, a portal. We don't typically get no weak ass hurricanes no more. We either get like a thing that's going to become a hurricane, or it's suddenly a huge monster immediately after becoming a hurricane. There was a time back in the olden days when it seemed like when they announced a hurricane, it would progress slowly through the stages and either fizzle out, or it would just kind of like hover out in the water, deciding if it's going to go hit Florida or Louisiana or Texas or the Carolinas or the Georgias or the, you know, we didn't know. It was like a waiting game. But now everybody's got no attention span, so the man knows he can't, you know, he can't like drag that shit out no longer. So he's got that hurricane on speed dial. As soon as they announce the name, within 3 or 4 days, you know that shit's going to be some horrible monster storm, the biggest that ever happened. And there's going to be anomalies around it. It's going to be unusual. The only storm to ever do this in the history of storms we've been tracking. So yeah, I have a feeling they're all manipulated, but let's see what kind of sex position is going to inform this answer. Okay, we're going to generate another number. Page 154. Page 154 in the Portico. About the hurricanes. What kind of thing is driving these storms? Here we go. Page 154. Okay. It's just some good old-fashioned fucking. We've had this before when we talk about the man fucking us over. The man is always fucking us over. And this is another way he's doing it. He's just like, hey, just lean over. Don't look back this way. There's a storm coming, honey, but you don't know what kind. Just lay down. Just put your head on that pillow. Just relax. It won't hurt as bad if you relax. And then, the storm comes through and obliterates everything. And then you're just a fucking mess. You're just a fucking mess for weeks. You're tore up. Everything's in a disarray. It's all in a shambles. And you might have some crabs. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Japanese pussy. I heard they blur it out not because of the pussy, but because of the pubes. Like the pussy ain't a problem in Japan, it's the pubes. It's funny. Isn't that funny how other cultures are? You had dual citizenship until age 22. Ah, damn. You know what, Goog? I know that military service is probably not something you ever cared to do, but it kind of would have been fun if you had gone into the Japanese military not knowing a lick of Japanese, because what would you do? Like, they'd have to make some kind of accommodation for you. Surely they have to have some kind of translator position. You know what they would have done? Since you seem like you're fairly smart, they probably would have put you in Japanese school. So you would have had to learn all the fucking Japanese. And maybe that would be your whole gig in the military in Japan, is learning Japanese and trying to be a translator. That's probably your path. But I don't know. I ain't studied up on it. But hey, whatever. We all make our choices. I was 22 at some point in my life, and I don't remember none of it because I made a lot of bad choices. Okay, Prince. It has recently been revealed that the right used the left to cancel people. Let's say Nick Fuentes. Why are you so fixated on Nick? Why do you need Nick's dick? It ain't worth it. I can tell it's small. Oh, spin again. Okay, well, let's think harder about it. Another portico. Oh, my good. The right uses the left. Well, the left uses the right to cancel people. I mean, everybody uses each other. And it's all some bullshit by the man. All of it. I don't believe anything anymore. I have been completely and totally and utterly black-pilled in every way. All right, let's see what dirty picture. 529, page 529. We're getting a special screen in here this evening. This is our third portico. 529 for the cancellation. Left versus right. 529. Oh. Okay, yeah, look. I already told you who was in charge here. Look at that. If that ain't the man, what is? Look, walking across the earth like a giant with an enormous dick, a crown on the dick, a scepter, holding what looks like an ass as the orb. And, just hair everywhere. Because, the man don't care about hair. The man wants you to have hair in your mouth. Every time you go down on the man, he wants you to come up choking because of the size of the dick and the amount of hairs in your mouth. And this is what's going on. So, yeah, I would not get wrapped up in none of that shit. Especially with them CIA people like Nick Fuentes. Because he's an asset. of either Mossad or the CIA. They're kind of all the same. I don't know. Some intelligence agency. Some IA. Not AI, it's an IA. What if AI is the IA? And it's like one of them flip mirror things the man loves to do. I just had an idea. But yeah, I wouldn't get too wrapped up in it. When Prance wives Nick Fuentes, what small appliances will they put on their registry? Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Well, definitely an air fryer because they're trying to be healthy. Another one. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to shake it just in case it's got a case of the Stucks. Okay, here we go. Tarot. All right. A tarot for this very silly question. The appliances. I don't know what small appliances are actually useful anymore because I've purchased a few in my time, and I find that and day to day pretty much use none of them. I have a blender. I think I was in a blender craze one summer with smoothies and stuff. And then ever since then, I have not used that bitch, not once. I'm just pretty lazy about cooking now. I know I used to have a cooking show and I used to do all kind of stuff, but mostly I did it by hand. I never had a mixer when I was mixing cakes. I always did that shit the old-fashioned way because I think there's some wisdom to that because, sometime in the future, the man is preparing us to not have no electricity. Just like when the hurricane comes through or the freeze comes through and all the power gets knocked out for like a week and you're like, God damn, how do I live with no fucking whatever? Well, now you know. Now you know. Okay, let's see. Appliances for this imaginary wedding. Oh my good. Oh, the sun. Yeah, so the ones that are going to be on there are going to be the shiny ones. They're all going to be chrome. They're all going to be stainless steel. They're all going to be the slickest, most expensive. Because, of course, Nick will have nothing less. He's got a very inflated ego. And I don't know about you, Prance, but I think at this point you're just going to go along with it. Because if you don't, it's going to cause a fight. Like I could see y'all in Crate and Barrel having an argument. So, yeah, all of them's going to be shiny. No like subtle colors or muted things, no white, none of that shit. All going to be very stainless steel, stark, kind of like manly. Because, they're pretending to be straight. A rice cooker. You like your boiled egg cooker? Yeah, no, I believe you. I know there's some. I do enjoy a rice cooker. I do have it. I will use it. I think I've talked about it. I will use the rice cooker over a pan. But honestly, you cannot cook rice without some kind of heat. This is one of them things you got to figure out either over the fire or over the stove or in the little electrical kettle that the rice cooker works in. I ain't saying appliances are bad. I'm just saying that I don't tend to rely upon them every day. I need me a heat source and a pan 99% of the time when I'm cooking, or an oven situation, a heat source, basically a Dutch oven, and that's it. That's all I need. I need to scroll up. Y'all been like talking about air fryers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, we're talking about Israel already? Good Lord. Okay. All right. That was some chat amongst y'allselves. Well, y'all, it's getting close to 10 o'clock. And I do have my early morning fast food job. So if you got another question, throw it in now. I'm going to give it maybe 30 seconds for you to put one in there because I know there's a bit of a delay. But if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and scratch off my ticket and wish y'all a happy Halloween. And I hope you have a wonderful time and you got pumpkins that you like, even if they're not big enough for you. Because sometimes it's not about the size of the pumpkin, it's about what you can do with it. As long as you can, create your vision with the pumpkin, and the pumpkin satisfies you in certain ways, then it don't matter how big it is. Okay, well, if you don't have a question, I'm going to start scritching. Start scritching my scritch off and see if I win me another $4 or $5 or maybe a few $1,000s. I hope so. God, I had to pay for my bicycle to get some, maintenance done. That's not yearly, but every few years, like every 10 years maybe. And oh my God, I had to pay a lot of money. It's like last month, Apollo's medicine hit me, and now I got to pay for my bicycle. It's one thing after another. Just like the man, it's always one thing after another. The hurricane's coming. It's getting big. What are you going to do about it if you live on an island? Well, pray it don't be as bad as they tell you. Okay. All right, we have scratched off the numbers. We have our possibilities here. Man, 4 would be awesome. I would love 4. I'm praying for 4 or 19. Oh my God, that would be good too. Here we go. Let's see what we win. Oh, so close. Oh, I don't think I won nothing. Boop, 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 boop. Well, that's okay, because I won last week and I won a few weeks earlier, so I feel like I've been lucky. Maybe I need to cash in them tickets and then see what the future brings. Anyway, well, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on the OraCola here on October 29th, 2025. I love the family. Remember, everything is sucky. The man is full of shit. Just vibrate higher, y'all. Vibrate higher. Be in the bubble that's over here and not the bubble that's over there in the mud. There's 2 bubbles. There's the bubble sitting in the mud and the bubble that's floating up toward the heavens. Anytime someone blows bubbles, there's 2 ways to go. Think about it like that. Okay? All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a wonderful time. Happy Halloween. Mwah! Bye.